It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Now, the current events, Elemental Synergy, rewards you a couple of different kinds of rewards. Mostly Titan Artifact stuff, right? Mostly Titan Artifact stuff, but also it rewards you with some of the tournament scrolls. I think the VIP, or maybe the login, the Tournament of the Elements shop, the merchant right here. This is something that I've gone back and forth on a lot. You get 2 of these minimum per week just for participating in the Tournament of the Elements. You know, aside from special events, sometimes this takes a little while to stack up. New players should consider skin stones or artifact coins. For a new player, a small amount of skin stones doesn't really help that much. It doesn't really help that much. Artifact coins for new players doesn't really help that much, right? But we know as longer term players that every team of 5 heroes needs about 1.3 million skin stones. 1.3 million skin stones. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not. It's literally over 1 million skin stones per team of 5 players. Now, that being said, artifact coins, buying artifact fragments from the airship is also something that you will be doing for a very long time. Every hero that you use needs a whole lot of artifact fragments. A whole lot. I'm not going to do the math here. Maybe I'll put it on screen a little bit later or something. But going from a 1-star artifact to a 2 to a 3 to a 6-star artifact times 3 times 5 heroes, you need a lot of artifact coins. But the argument is artifact fragments are easier to get than skin stones for free players. Okay. If you spend, you can, of course, buy as many outland chests as you want. You can not buy as many artifact coins as you want, but you can open as many artifact chests as you want that has all the fragments in here. But this chest isn't just fragments. It's also the items to level up the artifacts. So not only does that chest have the fragments in it, like to go from a 1 to a 6-star artifact, but it also has the essences, the scrolls, and the medals of the various color ranks. So then the argument kind of shifts a little bit to the favor of the artifact coins, because focusing on the artifacts of the main team is pretty important. This is all very different depending on the team that you're building, though. Some heroes, their skins are more important than their artifacts. Some heroes, their artifacts are more important than their skins. Most heroes, it doesn't matter. Most heroes, you want to level them both up, and they're different resources, so it doesn't matter. But continuing into 2025, one of the other big things that has changed, the amount of new skins that have been released has plummeted, has dropped a lot. So there's a lot less skins being added to the game. There is the higher difficulty of getting the specific artifact fragment that you want, whether you're a free-to-play player or not. The edge slightly, in my opinion, the edge slightly goes to artifact coins. Chaos cores, I don't think that you should get into. I think chaos cores is something that everybody has plenty of, and you will for the long term. If you don't have plenty of chaos cores, I would recommend not buying them here. Do not buy them here. Now, the soul stones. All of these heroes can be had in a number of other places. Okay, the 30-day login reward is 50 soul stones of your choice. There's a ton of events that reward you with hero soul stones, soulstone chests that let you pick the soul stones. But Nebula and Sebastian are probably the top 2 heroes in the game right now. Nebula is very, very useful in basically every team, depending on the position of the heroes in your team. Sebastian is incredibly useful for its counter control effects, but more useful if you're building a physical attacking team. So let's say this. If you're building a mage team, a control team, a pure damage team, Sebastian has less importance. Okay, if you're not building a Dante or a Kark or a Qing Mao or a Zhu or any of that, Sebastian's importance is less, but it's still very high because of the Osh and the Maestro teams that use Sebastian, right? Same thing can be said for Nebula, but Nebula is more useful in more cases. I still think, guys, that the tournament certificates should not be spent on soul stones. I really think that the better play, because at minimum, you get 8 per month. If you play Tournament of the Elements every month, you get 8 per month. But if you log in for 30 days in a row, 28 days in a row, you get 50 Soulstones of your choice. And those can be Sebastian or Nebula or Kark or Anvari Soulstones as well. This is free, much less expensive, much lower impact. You actually get 50 instead of 40. 8 scrolls times 5 is 40. So in my opinion, the thing that you should buy from the Tournament of the Elements shop, whenever you have these Elemental Tournament certificates, it's always been this way. It's always been the case, skin stones and artifact coins. The problem for new players and for the average newer player is that this doesn't really move the needle that much. This doesn't really impact your teams that much. Like 1,000 artifact coins is only, what, 1 1/3 item? 150 skin stones? A drop in the bucket. 150 skin stones is a drop in the bucket. So I can see why people will be less interested in spending on those things and buying soul stones instead. It's just slightly better long-term skin stones or artifact coins. You're not wrong buying either. I think the artifact coins are slightly higher value though. Elemental Tournament shop. That's what I'm thinking. That's my suggestions.